For the descriptive language, though, we just did a fine line between developing and needs improvement. And then the other was proficient, accomplished, and distinguished.
Yeah.
Because Kathy's the big overall thinker. I'm a lot more concrete, sequential. So with that being said, like we started off on one of our pages with definition of terms because as we were looking
Nice.
through
Yes.
Yes, as we were looking through the tool, we saw
Yeah.
a lot of specific words that just on the rubric kept coming up over and over, like anticipates, advocates,
Yeah.
inconsistency, limited, persists.
Yeah.
So we had to talk about what does it mean to persist because you look from proficient to accomplished, there was a difference with persists. You saw that word, that term, a lot in accomplished and distinguished. So, what does that look like? What does it mean for me to persist?
Yeah.
So, we had to have a definition of terms that we had on there, and we knew we wanted it tabbed. We were very big. This is going to sound silly, but ladies, remember we had to have a coil bounding because we thought when I'm sitting on a Friday night with a glass of wine, I need to be able to flip it.
Lay flat.
It has to lay flat. And we separated it by domains. And so that's where the ladies were saying we separated it into from each domain. We had our look fors and then we had the descriptive language. And we wanted to make sure that we had the look fors on top and the descriptive language below it.
Okay.
So that principals could be able to see, okay, what am I looking for if I see developing, proficient, accomplished, distinguished? What would I be looking for in the classroom? And then what language would I use whenever I'm giving them feedback? Now, even though in the look force, we separated it by each area in rating, for the descriptive language, though, we just did a fine line between developing and needs improvement. And then the other was proficient, accomplished, and distinguished on the other side because we felt like it really depends on that terminology, which way you're going to be going. And I know whenever we took the practice tests and what have you, they would tell us, depending on the terminology and how proactive you're being when you're visiting that classroom, it might depend on whether you rate them proficient or accomplished.